my channel! Hi guys! For today's video, just like the title says, I'm going to be doing my winter weekend pampering routine. Now, it's not always on the weekend. Sometimes I do this routine during the weekdays. Not that that necessarily matters, but that's in the title. But the weekend is always the time where I tend to have a little more time on my hands, and my routine is pretty extensive. I like to go all out, like full-on spa style. So this is what my current weekend pampering routine is like. Now, this video is gonna be a little bit different. I'm kind of like throwing it back to my older videos because after I show you guys my pampering routine, if you want to stay on board and watch me blabber for a little bit, I'm gonna talk a little bit about pampering and why I think taking care of yourself is important and some of the things that you could be doing while pampering and just kind of like your mindset around pampering. So if you care to hear about that, stay tuned till the end. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that this video was made in collaboration with Venus Silk Expert IPL. The Venus IPL is a product that I've actually just started using, and I'm really excited to be using it because I've always wanted to try something like this. And I'm actually going to be giving away one of these within this video as well. So we'll have the rules for all of that down below, but this piece of equipment is really cool, and like I said, I just started using it, and after 4 to 12 weekly treatments, you will see a permanent reduction in hair growth on the spots that you're treating on your body. So I thought this device was super cool. Like I said, I'm giving away one to you. Thank you, Venus, for sponsoring this video, and without any more blabbering, we're gonna save the blabbering until the end. Let's hop right in. Alright guys, so when I'm pampering, probably the most important part of the pampering to me is the snacks. So I had a really weird craving for a smoothie first off, so I took these organic berries, this unsweetened vanilla rice milk or almond milk, some Vega protein powder, I put it all in a little baggie, and before I blended that up, I actually threw Alexia onion rings in the oven, so that was my weird craving, a smoothie and onion rings. So then I put my smoothie on the blender. This is my Ninja blender, I love this thing. On a side note, blended up my drink and drank away. And then when my onion rings were done, I pulled them out of the oven, and then I brought my little sneaky snack upstairs to the bath. Now, I like to open up my windows when I'm pampering and really like experience some fresh air if possible, if the weather allows. I turned on my bath, ran some of my Lush bath bomb, and then I always pour Epsom salt in my bath. I love Epsom salt so much. You should totally Google what the positive effects of Epsom salt are because it's really awesome for you. Also, I brought up a Synergy kombucha to drink as well. The flavor was Trilogy. And then once I've got my bath nice and warm and toasty, I like to turn on my speakers and watch a TV show. Now, you guys know I've been watching Poldark, so I'll usually turn Poldark on my phone, light a candle, and then I like to pick a face mask to use. Also tonight, Dan convinced me to turn on the bubbles, really just so you guys can't see me naked. So I turned on the bubbles, and then I washed my face with my Purity Made Simple by Philosophy. And once my face was washed, I used my Peter Thomas Roth pumpkin enzyme mask to exfoliate my face. So I gave it a scrub-a-dub-dub. Ooh, guys. Look at all the bubbles. And then after I used that mask, I like to use like a hydrating mask. So I used the Rose mask from the Peter Thomas Roth line. Then I decided to pose like a model some more, looking extra cute. And then I took my coconut oil, ignore the hair on the coconut oil package, and I ran coconut oil all through my ends just to help moisturize my ends and give my hair a little bit of TLC. So then I took my Crest 3D white strips. These have been my favorite white strips forever, and I applied them. Also, I hopped out of the bath if I didn't make that clear already. So once my bath is complete, I will hop in the shower, get my hair wet, and use some shampoo to wash out the oil. So today I used the Way Volumizing Shampoo. This stuff smells amazing, and I've really been liking it. I just started using it. It's really, really good. And then I used the Volumizing Conditioner as well. This stuff leaves my hair super soft, but also really volumized. So like I said, becoming a big fan. And then I took my Dr. Bronner's Peppermint Soap, and I shaved off all the body hair I wanted to shave off, particularly my armpits, because that's actually where I'm going to be using my IPL device. So once I razored off my armpits, I grabbed my towel to hop out, so I was there looking extra cute. Yeah, jumped out of the shower, and I always like to put my hair in a towel to soak up as much of the extra water in my hair as possible. And then these are the 3 main skincare products that I've been using lately. So I took my France L'Or moisturizer, and I mixed it with about 4 to 5 drops of my Clarins Cell self-tanning concentrate. This is like my third bottle of this stuff because it instantly turns any of your moisturizers into a self-tanner, and I like putting self-tanner down my face and chest just to try to make everything like the same color. It's like having long-term makeup. Then I applied my Kate Somerville eye cream stick thing from her Goat's Milk line. Then these are the two products that I always use when I wash my hair. My Chi Silk Infusion, all on the ends of my hair and anywhere that feels like it gets a little ratty. And then my Unite 7-second detangling spray. Fleur de Force is the one that turned me onto this. Best detangler I've ever used in my life. I spray it liberally and then I brush my hair out with my wet brush. All right, so speaking of awesome products, this Vita Liberata Phenomenal Tan is the best self-tanner I've literally ever used. For me, it does not streak, and I feel like it gives the most natural color tan for people who are really white like myself. All right, so now we're moving on to the most exciting part of my pampering routine, and that is the Venus IPL. Now, this machine is really awesome because there are no other IPLs like this on the market. This, by the way, was the first time that I used the machine. It's got a Senso Adapt technology, which means that it actually reads your skin tone to deliver the right amount of light for your skin. No other at-home IPL hair removal technology is faster while operating at a high power with no training required. So, also to those of you that are wondering, this is not painful. I did use the sensitive feature and it felt kind of just like a little bit of a warm buzz. I can't lie, you could probably tell by my face, I was pretty freaked out to use it, but it was not painful. The company claims that you will begin to see significant permanent hair reduction and hair growth after just 4 to 12 weekly treatments. Also, being in holiday season, I think that this would be the perfect gift for the beauty and tech lover on your list. It's a breakthrough technology that is so cool that they'll be able to see the effects over time and hopefully think of you every time they use it to remove their body hair. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so I hope that you liked that video, although I guess this is part of the video too. I hope you liked my routine. I hope it was inspiring to you. Now I wanted to touch on 3 points that have to do with just pampering in general. My first point is, I think that it is important to know when you're looking at like pampering time or spa time that you are worth the investment, that your body and that your mind and your soul and your spirit are worth the investment. I feel like in general, we all live in a society that is very much go, 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 and very much values the output, what you actually can do. And while I do think that doing things and, you know, creating things and bringing things to the world is important, I also think that if you're constantly outputting, that you will end up not having anything else to output or anything worth value to output if you don't take time to actually input, like eating. You can't just constantly like go, go, go. You have to stop and you have to eat. And I think that pampering can kind of be that. It's the equivalent of eating, of taking care of yourself so that you can bring your best to all of your relationships, to your job, to just your life in general. Also, the other good thing about resting and pampering is that stress is physically wearing on your body. When you are stressed out, your body creates more of a hormone called cortisol, and your body actually eats up ascorbic acid faster, and ascorbic acid is vitamin C, and your body needs that to function, and we don't make our own vitamin C. And when you're stressed, you actually burn through it faster, and when cortisol is in your body, it's just not good for you. It can cause things like weight gain and other problems, but just know that cortisol is not good to be pumping through your body all the time. So taking the time to relax is really good for your longevity, for the health of your body in the long term. So my second thought around pampering is really think about what you want to do with that time, what you think that your soul and your body needs. Sometimes when you're sitting down to pampering, what you really need is silence. Some of us are constantly surrounded by noise, like all the time, which I guess is the same word as constantly. And we're going and we're going and we're going. And sometimes we just need to stop and be still and be quiet. Sometimes we really need to take that time to listen to encouraging or inspirational books or podcasts, things that can really help train your thoughts and your mind in a more positive direction. If you've had a really rough week, sometimes it's easy to let your brain kind of go in the dumpster, and taking the time to let someone else essentially through a book or through a podcast or through an inspirational video or something like that, taking the time to have them help you lift your spirits can really help set you up for the rest of the week. So you're not only taking care of your body and prepping your body to feel your best that you can be and feel, but you're also taking the time to set your mind into the right place to just do your best and to be able to be your best and be with the people that you love throughout the week. So that's one of my favorite things to do. Like I said, it kind of depends. Sometimes I just need silence, but sometimes I really like listening to people that can help put my mind in the right place. Right now, I actually just downloaded Joel Osteen's newest book. It's a short book. It's about 4.5 hours, and I'm slowly listening to it. I actually said to Dan the other day when we were at the airport, I was like, I need some Joel Osteen in my life because he is just an extremely positive person. And I know that sometimes people are like, well, it's not all just about being positive, like, which is true. And, you know, positive thinking can't change everything, but positive thinking that is really well thought out, not just, you know, positive thinking, but it's thought out positive thinking and really full thoughts, I don't know if that makes any sense, can really help change the course of your life and the decisions that you make and the people and the things that you attract into your life. So that time can be great, not only for your body, but for the rest of your week and for your mind and your soul. I feel like I'm being really repetitive, but I feel like you get the gist. Oh, and also, I'm not always either silent or listening to inspirational things. Sometimes, if my week has just been go, 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 sometimes I want to get lost in a world and I'll just watch a show. Now, I mentioned this in my pain life hacks video, which if I didn't see that, you should check that out because since pain is something that I have dealt with a good chunk of my life, and this year has been especially painful, I have a lot of really great life hacks in that video. But the show that I have been watching recently is Dark on PBS. I'm on season 2. They only have 2 seasons, but it's an amazing show. And sometimes you just need to not veg out, but get lost in a world and in a story. And I know for myself, I can really learn things from these worlds and these stories. So it's not so much about vegging out as much as relating to these characters and seeing their story play out and then thinking about the parallels between my life and a story and the things that I can learn. So before you pamper, really take inventory of what you think your brain and your spirit really needs and wants. So that was my second talking point. Okay, so my third talking point, I love how I'm calling these talking points. I feel so prim and proper, but it's prayer. So I've mentioned in a few videos that this year was a rougher year for me. Something that I realized that I had stopped doing somewhere along the lines, and I started doing this year again. And it's still something that I have to keep reminding myself to do because I got out of the groove, I guess you would say, is really bringing my honest and truthful, which means the same thing, prayers to God. I feel like I'd gotten into a habit for a long time of just praying about things that I was thankful for. And that's really great because being grateful is really important, but I had almost started to hide the things that I was sad about or ashamed about or worried about because it felt like stupid to bring that to God. And this year I've started to really bring all of my concerns and my cares and my stresses again to God, and it feels really great. And so that's something that you can do when you are pampering and taking care of yourself is pray. Bring your concerns to God. And if you haven't cried in a while and you feel like crying, cry, because that was another thing is I hadn't like cried, especially like in private, which I know sounds weird, but it's like I wouldn't even cry in private. It was like, no, I have to be strong. And once I started to really bring it to God and let my pain come out and bring my pain to Him, it felt like a weight was lifted. So if you need to cry during your pampering session, girl, you cry. Because it really does, it feels like a weight has been lifted off when you can really bring your stresses to God. I think that sometimes we will tell ourselves that there's too many important things and horrible things going on in the world for Him to care, or we feel bad. For me, that was really the thing, was I felt bad because of all the other crazy, horrible things that are going on in the world. But I believe that God cares, and I think that you will feel much better if you bring that to Him, bring your cares to Him in your pampering sessions, really throughout the week. I'm just kind of tying it back to this video. That is it, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Hitting the thumbs up button makes me feel really great, and it helps me feel like, okay, so they like what I'm doing, and I can kind of get a good sense for what you guys like seeing and hearing. And I love talking. And so I hope that this was helpful or encouraging to you guys. Also, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And don't forget to enter the giveaway for Venus IPL. Thank you, Venus, for sponsoring this video. I think whoever wins this is going to literally love it. Such a cool device. So that is it, guys. I will see you all very soon with another video. And yeah, bye, guys.